If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Hosted by Zay Brotherz, the MMA Brotherz.
Good afternoon. What's going on?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Another beautiful Saturday morning here in sunny South Florida. Welcome everybody to the third episode of Body Shot. I am Zay, and that's my brother, and we are the MMA Brotherz. Here to just speak our minds on some of the current situations going on in MMA. I'm probably usually going to be right. You're probably usually going to be wrong, but...
All right, we'll see. Let's get to it.
What we got today?
All right, starting off the PFL pay-per-view. This is going to be next Saturday. Battle of the Giants. You got Francis Ngannou making his return to MMA after his stint in boxing. And you got Cyborg. You got champion versus champion. She's going against Larissa Pacheco. So what you got on this one, bro?
Renan Ferreira is a pretty dangerous striker. I think he's actually going to be the first person that Francis fights that's bigger than him in MMA. I'm kind of curious to see how Francis come back, considering he just lost his child, and then he suffered that brutal knockout. Actually in reverse order, the knockout came first. Real interested to see that. I feel like he's been away from MMA for a while, a couple of years now. As far as Larissa Pacheco and Chris Cyborg, I'm really interested in that too. Curious to see how that plays out. I can see Larissa Pacheco if she beats Cyborg, and she ended up going to the UFC. I can see that being something that they want to put. I can see that being something that bring Amanda back. But also on this card, you got Fabian Edwards versus Johnny Eblen. Real big fan of Johnny Eblen. This is a rematch. The first fight was pretty good. Eblen won. He suffered probably the nastiest cut I've ever seen in an MMA fight. You got AJ McKee on that card. He's going against Paul Hughes. And I know Rafion Stotts is on the card as well. I'm not sure who he's facing off against, but yeah, I'm all for it. I'm definitely tuning into that. How about you? Oh, wait a minute. I don't remember what the UFC got lined up that weekend, but yeah, I'm gonna tune in. It might be a 2TV type of night.
So who do you got winning the main event between Ngannou and Renan Ferreira?
Honestly, I can't say. That's what's so exciting about it. I can see it going either way.
The big question is, has Francis recovered mentally from the loss of his child? That's something that only he can answer. So I feel like this fight is just a lot of mental for him, especially after getting knocked out for the first time in his career. And not only did he get knocked out, he got put to sleep nasty, and it was embarrassing. He got dropped 2 to 3 times. It wasn't even competitive, so it was a bad look for him. So
In boxing, keep that in mind.
Yeah, in boxing. I'm a huge Francis fan. He's probably definitely one of my favorite heavyweights. I'm a definitely
He
pick.
is your favorite heavyweight. Not one. He is your favorite heavyweight.
He probably is my favorite heavyweight.
He definitely is. Don't sugarcoat it.
So I'm gonna pick him to win. I'm picking him to make a good epic comeback. It's definitely, I feel like, going to be. I don't think it's going to decision this fight. I think he's gonna put him out maybe in the second round. It's gonna be earlier. As far as Chris Cyborg, I never go against Cyborg, even though I do respect Larissa Pacheco. She's the only person to ever beat Kayla Harrison. But I got to go with Cyborg in this one too.
Her and Kayla fought 3 times too, though, right?
Yeah, Kayla beat her twice, and she won the last one.
Right.
Also, AJ McKee, huge fan. One of the few times you see a dad and father-son duo in MMA. I'm always going to pick him to win too. And Rafion Stotts, I'm a fan of his too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it pretty much, this card pretty much got everybody on here who I feel like I would like to see in the UFC, except for with the exception of they don't have Patchy Mix on there.
Yeah, I think he's nasty. Would you want to see Cyborg back in the UFC?
Absolutely. The only thing is the weight class. They got rid of the 45 division. I know they fighting at 45 or 55. UFC got rid of the 45 weight class when Amanda Nunes retired, so I can't see her cutting down to 35 at all. So that would be the only thing. They would have to bring back that division, and I don't see that happening at all. Plus, she's getting up there in age. That's another common theme for these 2 particular fights. You got the rising star, the younger, hungrier athlete versus the 2 who've been there for a while. Chris Cyborg, definitely a pioneer in women's MMA. And Francis Ngannou is to the top of the mountain already. So
this is going to be part of Riyadh season. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia. So I believe this is going to be earlier in the day. And the UFC, they have Fluffy Hernandez versus Michelle Padilla.
Yeah, you're right. Main card start at 4 p.m.
For this card, for the PFL?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So the UFC should be on later in the night. All right. Next up. What's next for champ Zhang Wei Li? She kind of already cleaned out the division in a sense. So what do you think is next for her?
She has not cleaned out the division, and you know exactly what's next for her. It's Tatiana Suarez. If it's not, then I don't know what they're doing. Give her Tatiana Suarez. Let Tatiana Suarez go ahead and take that belt from her. And if not, then if Tatiana can take the belt from her, then I can see Wei Li either A, getting the rematch, because you know they like that belt on her, or B, I can see her going up to fight Valentina.
Are you confident?
Tatiana, I can see her going up to fight Valentina as well. I think that fight is going to happen sometime in the future, sooner than later.
So do you feel confident that Tatiana going to take the belt right now?
Not confident. It's just going to be a really competitive match. I definitely believe she has the skills to do it. She has a really good size advantage. She's not as clean or as powerful or as crisp of a striker, but I feel like going to the ground, that's a matchup I don't want to see because she's definitely an elite wrestler. And I really love Wei Li's ground skills too. She got good jiu-jitsu. She's probably the most complete fighter in women's MMA. Her and Valentina. Definitely the most complete fighter in that division.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, even though I did say she's coming out of the division, she hasn't beaten Tatiana yet. If she do beat Tatiana, then I can officially say she has clean out of the division. But I think that's an obvious pick. I think Tatiana
I don't know,
deserves.
man. They got a lot of up and comers in that division. I would like to see her and Jillian Robertson fight. There's a lot of up and comers in that division. I feel like she cleaned out some of the old guard, but I mean, really, she beat Andrade. She beat Joanna twice, and she got beat by Rose twice. Rose moved up, so I mean, you can't really say she cleaned it out.
She beat Young 9, Caller Esparza.
Yeah.
All right, so we both agree Tatiana Suarez, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Anything else would be a travesty.
Next up, will Khalil Roundtree ever be the same? He took a beating, bro.
He looking like Uncle Ruckus right there.
He took a very bad beating this past weekend, and honestly, a lot of people say that his stock did rise, which I agree with. To the casual fans who seen that fight, who really came to see Poatan, and they seen Khalil Roundtree show the heart of a lion, and for the first 2 rounds, he actually won it, and he pressed forward and was putting his hands on Poatan, so he did gain fans, and a lot of casual fans now are fans of Khalil Roundtree. Now his next fight is going to be highly anticipated, but at the same time, do you think that this took some years away from him, and do you think he can ever bounce back from this beating?
Well, I feel like every time you get into the octagon, you probably leave a piece of yourself in there, especially when it's a war like that. That's one of the things that make this sport so entertaining. I feel like they put a lot on the line, and he went into that fight saying that he just wanted to entertain the fans. That's exactly what he did. Do I think he can recover from the beating? Absolutely. I feel like his next fight should be against Jamal Hill or give him Yuri, but I feel like he's in a spot now where it would be sad if he can't recover, because he's in a spot now where he's set up to make the most money that he can possibly make in his career. Only thing is, now he's going to be fighting guys like Jamal Hill, guys like Yuri Prochazka, the Alexander Rakic's, the Jan Blachowicz. So it's like, even if he doesn't beat those guys, you can't say it's because he didn't recover. It'll be like a tricky situation because he's fighting the best of the best now. I don't think he ever had a fight inside the top 5. And he was ranked number 8 getting into a championship fight. He was scheduled to fight Jamal Hill, but that fight ended up falling apart. Him and Oldberg would be nice. Him and Volkan would be nice. I think an even better question is, where did he go in the rankings after that loss? You think he should move up? Or you think he should stay where he was? Or you think he dropped down?
He got to move up 2 spots. Maybe if not 2, at least 1 spot. He definitely shouldn't drop or stay. I would say move him up 1 spot. No more than 2.
Rankings real quick. So what you think? What you think?
All right. So this is a tricky question for me. Like you said, can he recover? In a sense, yeah, he can recover and he can still get some wins under his belt. But I don't think he's ever gonna be the same after this, man. I think he's mentally tough and everything. I'm not saying he's gonna lose his next fight, but I just don't think that he'll ever physically be the same, because he got so many fractures and he broke his orbital, and you can see his eye messed up and his eyelid was hanging and everything like that, So it may be a situation now where it's an easy cut, you know what I mean? His next fight, he could probably start leaking again from that,
As of right now, he's still number 8. So you got Yuri at 1, Ankalaev at 2, Jamal Hill at 3, Jan Blachowicz at 4, Rakic at 5, Volkan at 6, Nikita Krylov at 7, who I haven't seen in a while, but he's actually he got a fight on the books. I just saw it last night.
What? Right.
Yeah, and then so he right above Johnny Walker. I know everybody at the top is booked up except for Jamal Hill, but he nursing the injury. Jan Blachowicz should be back early next year. Uzdemir is going up against Olberg. So yeah, I would say set him up with Jan Blachowicz. That would be a pretty nice fight, and that would be like right at like that 5 level. You get what I'm saying?
I won't be mad at the Johnny Walker rematch. Let him get that dub back because he got put
Yeah,
out.
that's a. I think that size advantage is
The problem.
Yeah, I feel like he would be. You think he would be able to make middleweight?
I don't know.
I think he's the perfect case for a tweener. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
a 195 division or something like that.
All right. So, anything else you got on this one?
No, that's pretty much it. Just that was one hell of a fight, and I hope he can recover. They say he needed 25 stitches.
Oof. All right. Who's the biggest star? We got John Jones, Poatan, Islam Makhachev, Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor, Israel Adesanya, and your boy Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Well, all right. First, you put it in a box. So the question is, who is the UFC's biggest star? Now it's like the way you got this set up. If I wanted to say Charles Oliveira, you feel me?
Yeah.
I'm just doing that to be difficult because it's not Charles Oliveira, but
Honestly, but you think he's a bigger star than any of these guys? So, I love him all.
one could argue that Charles Oliveira is the UFC's biggest star. One could argue, do you have Conor in there? Do you think Conor is even still UFC? I mean, like, what has it been, 4 years of inactivity?
Yeah.
I mean, but if he was to come back right now, yeah, I mean, tickets gonna sell. But I mean, if that's the case, could we put Amanda Nunes in there or no? Because she officially retired. But to answer the question, the UFC's biggest star is definitely Poatan, Alex Pereira. 5 championship fights in a matter of 16 months. Every time you fight is must-see TV. John Jones, I feel like the inactivity, he's fought one time in the last 5 years. So, I mean, you can't really say he's the biggest star currently that they have. I feel like it's got to be Poatan. Israel Adesanya, I feel like he's up there. You could put Sean O'Malley in the conversation, but he finna be out for a year. But, I mean, you can still put him in the conversation. But, yeah. Who is my favorite fighter? Dustin Poirier. Who is the UFC's biggest star? Alex Pereira. Hands down.
In my humble opinion, I would like to say Conor, but I feel like they're just to mess with you. Conor hasn't fought in 4 years. He hasn't been active. I honestly don't think he's gonna come back, to be honest with you, after the last situation. So I can't say Conor as much as I want to, but in my heart of heart, I can't do that. I would say that Poatan. I would agree. Poatan is the biggest star. Every fight he has is must see. Just the stare down, his entrance. He has the best entrance. Like everything with him is theater. You know what I mean? You look forward to his fights. You know it's not gonna be boring. You know he's gonna put somebody out or be put out. And it's never a boring fight with him, Even
Never.
his last, he was losing the first 2 rounds, but it wasn't a boring fight. He was still pressing. He was still, throwing shots and everything. The left foot is something to see. The leg kicks, just everything about him. He got charisma. He's not just a fan of Brazilians too. Worldwide, I think everybody love him.
Yeah, he got that aura, man, about him right now. Like that aura from the aura that dude had from The Last Dragon.
Yeah.
I found out something too, and
What?
Poatan was close to pulling out for that fight. He only trained for 3 weeks. He was injured and he was on antibiotics. He had some kind of like sickness going on or some kind of infection. The UFC booked the fight. He said originally this was supposed to be Max and Taporia, but they moved that back. And Poatan said he would do it, but I'm gonna give you the heads up now that like I may have to pull out. He flew to Utah, ended up not pulling out, and I feel like he exhibits like if there was a leader in the locker room, it would be Poatan. He step up, no matter the injury, he saved cards, he still pull off the win, and he's doing that as the champion. John Jones, no knock on him, and I respect it, but he's not gonna fight anybody last minute. You get what I'm saying? Like. Remember when he was supposed to fight Chael Sonnen last minute? Because who was it that pulled out? Dan Henderson pulled out. He was supposed to fight Chael Sonnen, and John was like, "Nah, I'm straight. That's not who I was training for." Pulled time to take a fight on 2 months' notice, 2 weeks' notice, 2 hours' notice. He don't care who the opponent is. Usually, when the person is champ, they look at people and say, "Oh, well, this guy's not ranked high enough to fight me." Or this guy's not ranked high enough to fight me. It's like the fighters always say that they'll fight anybody, but what they really mean is I'll fight anybody while I'm on my way to the title that's ranked higher than me. Because they don't want to fight people ranked lower than them when they're on their way to the title. And once they get the title, they don't want to fight people too low in the rankings. Alex Pereira truly exhibits anytime, anywhere. And I'm the one bringing the belt, but it's okay because I'm going to walk on with it too.
And to your point, most people in his position wouldn't have even fought Roundtree. They would have
Exactly.
said, "Oh, he need more experience. He need more time." You know, most people wouldn't have fought Yuri twice.
Right.
Short notice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially considering that Roundtree was a dangerous fight that was lower in the rankings. And you see, I was listening to somebody and they said that it's crazy how, remember when Ilya, before he got his belt, he was already saying, oh, he wasn't going to give Max Holloway a title shot. He wasn't going to give he rattled off like who else? He said he was saying he wasn't going to give title shots because they had been around for a while. He said Max Holloway, Brian Ortega. He said Yair Rodriguez. But now all of a sudden it's like, oh, what's up, Max? You get what I'm saying? I feel like Portland makes it hard for everybody else to be picky.
Right, exactly. He didn't expect for Max to do what he did at UFC 300.
Nah, he didn't. Nobody did. I didn't expect it.
Like that, you know? But
that's knockout of the year, by the way.
Huh?
You agree? Good.
Yeah, I agree, Tony. Poatan is the biggest star, and he's definitely fighter of the year, hands down. I don't know how anybody can pick anybody else. Huh?
Again, he was my fighter of the year last year. Remember, I don't remember who you picked, but
I don't remember either.
y'all go back and check the end of the year show that we did last year. He was definitely my fighter of the year.
Yeah, like you can't even dispute it. It's hands down. He's the fighter of the year. But that's all I got for this one. Anything else you got, bro?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
All right, so this is episode 3. Thank you for tuning in to Body Shot. We'll be back with another episode, episode 4, where we'll discuss more topics.
Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Later.